if it remains unfinished. So who knows? Anytime you're writing, you're in isolation. That's the nature of being a writer. You're staring at a laptop screen, and you have a couple dozen voices in your head. Each of the voices is one of your characters, and if you're a good writer, they all sound differently, and they have a different voice, so you feel like you have multiple personalities. And if you're a good writer, that's really intense, and so you then need to drown all of those characters with alcohol. Or go to the gym and work out. That's healthier.
Ou alors aller au sport et faire de l'exercice, ce qui est plus simple.
All of the rabbit sketches are mine. I started drawing when I was 5 years old, and I got an art scholarship to the University of Southern California. So it was my childhood sketches that led to paintings and drawings that got me an art scholarship to got me to Los Angeles. And so the rabbit just came from my mind, and then we used the sketches to make a 3D model, and then we evolved it into a sculpture, and just the rabbit came to life. Well, we did all of this in 2004 with only a tiny, tiny amount of additional money. I guess I did the best I could, but we never had anywhere close to the visual effect resources that I felt we needed. But that's the reality, of most filmmaking. Yes, I think part of the reason why this film seems to connect with so many people is that everyone felt awkward during that time of their adolescence. It's when a boy is becoming a man, and even when a girl is becoming a woman, that's a very difficult time for any human being to live. And I think the goal for Jake and I in portraying the character was to make him as emotionally vulnerable to the audience as possible, so that the audience could maybe see themselves in Donnie. I plan on getting a job at Starbucks and becoming manager until I die. I've been working on a ton of material over the past decade that is a huge package that will hopefully be triggered soon, so that I'm directing many projects back to back for a long time. And my team of people surrounding me has urged me to focus on writing all of these projects in advance to make sure that I have security moving forward to direct all of them. Well, these kinds of movies are very difficult to get made. Making any movie is very difficult, and when you don't have high box office numbers, it makes it very difficult to raise the level of money to achieve the ambition that you saw even in this very first film of mine. And I've turned down many opportunities to direct other people's material because I feel strongly that I want to focus on my own writing and my own projects and my own vision because I just feel like that's who I am. And so I've devoted all this time to writing instead of directing. And that's often exhausting and frustrating, but at the end of the day, I know I've got an arsenal of great scripts and a great team, and I feel like it's been worth all the work. And hopefully you'll see it come to life very soon. I don't control the rights to Donnie Darko. I relinquished them at the age of 24. Those hideous people that made that
Bill's quick capsule review.
did it against my protestation.
I was really disappointed.
Me too, and you're right.
You're right.
It really is comic book action.
That's all it is. It's nothing more.
That is exactly
Okay,
right.
You're right.
Well, I didn't like it either, so I guess it's...
So that's how I feel about that film. I haven't seen it.
I saw it at 4:50 on Monday afternoon.
Okay.
But I'm constantly trying to protect this property so that if anything else ever happens with it, it's something meaningful and respectful of all of you who care about it and who stand here and listen to me talk. So that's a little bit of a sore subject, as you can tell. Yeah. And I'm sorry that I cursed.
Et je suis désolée d'avoir juré.
Well, I think it's cool that anyone wants to make anything fantasy-oriented and to reference the 80s. That's exciting, and I think it's great that there's all these projects. And we did it a long time ago, but that's fine. I'm excited for anyone who's making really cool content. So I guess I've just been focused on creating all this new stuff that I've been working on, and the 80s are an exciting renaissance, but I guess I've already been there and tread that territory. Well, it was a failure at first. It wasn't cult for a long time. It was a flop. It was a failure. People said it was confusing. It was incoherent. So it took a long, long time for it to become cult. And I don't think it really became cult until after we did this version, which was in 2004. So this is 15 years old. In 2004, it was kind of becoming cult, I guess, but I don't know. You don't need to watch the director's cut. There's always the theatrical version, but the financiers and the producers offered me to do a new version, and we did our best. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Stephen King. If you look at the reveal of Mary McDonnell, Donnie's mother, in the opening montage, she's reading a paperback of It by Stephen King. Later, when Donnie's dad is laying in bed and Mary comes in and says that Donnie called her a bitch, he's reading a hardback of The Tommyknockers by Stephen King, which was published in 1988 in hardback. So Stephen King was another author, like the text that we spoke of earlier, who majorly influenced this entire project. I've never watched Lost. I just haven't had a chance to watch it, so I don't know about how that might have been any influence or relation between the two. And as for the national anthem, that was something that happens when the TV signal ends in America. They play the national anthem. And I think I included it as a flourish in addition to that because the film seems to be an American story about an American family. George H.W. Bush that led to George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. And then, well, we all know what happened then. So I think I just had an emotional response to what had happened in our country, and I just felt the anthem might be a little flourish to include, I guess. Did I answer most of what? I tried my best.
Moi, je voudrais juste terminer en disant tout simplement, mais que ces 3 films de Richard Kelly nous sont extrêmement précieux et que j'espère que cette tournée française, grâce à Carlotta, lui aura donné le sentiment qu'on attend très impatiemment le 4e. Richard Kelly et Maël